CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Glad you could be with us on this Wednesday. Ontario's Minister of Energy and Mines was the keynote speaker at the Greater Sudbury Chamber of Commerce annual general meeting today. CTV's Alan Everson has more on Stephen Lecce's address.
You're going to have absolute certainty on the approval of your mine from the Government of Ontario across every ministry, every agency, within a 24-month period.
The Ministry of Energy and Mines talks to Greater Sudbury Chamber members about changes to cut red tape to open mines faster. It was a packed room at the Caruso Club with business people and community leaders learning about the provincial government's plan to help further develop and expand the local mining economy.
All roads lead through Sudbury if we want to build big and build the clean energy economy for our kids and grandkids. So the message was one of confidence that we could work together in partnership to build the mines, the processing.
When people talk about critical minerals in Ontario, it is about Sudbury. And so for me as mayor, certainly the more that I can advocate and ensure that they are aware of the critical importance and the strategic importance of Sudbury in that whole ecosystem of mining.
Lecce also highlights efforts to secure Ontario as a global leader in responsibly sourced critical minerals.
To end the ripping and shipping of Canadian resources so that we can create more value-added jobs in Sudbury, in Northern Ontario, and frankly, right across our country.
The minister says the provincial government continues to work with the federal government to end duplication, to unlock the development of the Ring of Fire, the largest undiscovered multi-commodity region in the world. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, not a bad day out there. It's time for your first check on weather, and for more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Tony, good to see Stephen Lecce rocking that Sudbury Wolves third jersey. Nice color scheme, saw that last week. Here we go with our systems map right now. Some cloud, a few sunny breaks. We've got fog, we've got a low pressure system just hovering over the northeast, and that will continue up until tomorrow as well. So we'll get into some of the temperatures, and the humidex readings actually higher for this time of the year than in some cases earlier on this month. Your first take on weather brought to you by CAA. Get CAA.ca. We'll check out the 5-day forecast and what you can expect heading into the weekend. Here's something. We've got some sunshine coming up. Tony?
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Rick. Prominent Sudbury businessman Vincenzo Palladino has died. The Palladino Auto Group, which he founded in the 1970s, announced the news yesterday on social media. In his memory, all Palladino Auto Group dealerships will be closed on Saturday, September 27th. It was a parent's worst nightmare. A 6-year-old child in Timmins Shores was abducted over the weekend. However, an arrest was made. Police were called to downtown New Liskeard on Sunday for a report of a missing child. OPP say the investigation revealed that the accused had knocked on the door of a home where the child answered. The child then accompanied the individual to a local park where they were found unharmed and was brought back home to their family. A 27-year-old man of no fixed address remains in custody. He is expected to appear in court next month. A Sioux business owner was recently assaulted while trying to clear a person off of his front steps who was making customers uncomfortable. It's raising discussion about the large crowds that gather next door at a local nonprofit. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
It was just a few meters from the front steps of his business where DJ Thines was recently assaulted.
Chicken over here.
The owner of Thines Family Bakery and the Catterday Cafe had been trying to move along a patron of his neighbor, the nonprofit Soya, who had said he was arranging his food pickup and would be gone shortly. When he didn't leave, things took an unexpected turn that left Thines with multiple broken bones.
I tried to walk him across to get him out of the area, and then he headbutted me. And after he headbutted me, we were on the ground. I subdued him quickly, and as having him subdued, 2 others from her lineups had come over and started kicking me and punching me in the head.
The bakery owner says incidents, though not as violent as this, became more frequent since Soya moved from across the street to next door, where the nonprofit's visitors can be seen from his cafe window.
My clientele, generally young children, are watching these people fight and do their drugs and whatnot right outside of the building here.
Though 2 of the people who assaulted Thines have been charged, he wants more to be done to prevent future incidents.
To have proper security guards on staff or on hand during their open hours. I know it'll make my customers feel better, it'll make me feel better.
We see them all over town. Does that prevent things? Like, I think we need more servicing of, like, where are these people going to go? This is where they live. Like, so I don't know, but I'm open to suggestions.
While the 2 neighbors don't see eye to eye on many things related to the crowding outside their buildings, Thine says he has a great respect for the work done at Soya, and the pair agree that they don't want anyone else to end up in the same situation he did earlier this month. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Ontario Provincial Police are looking for information about damage to a helicopter in Folliette. On September 3rd, the chopper was parked at a property on Maple Street. Sometime between 6 p.m. that evening and 7:30 the next morning, vandals had broken the windshield and damaged the tail rotor, rendering the aircraft inoperable. The estimated cost of damages is approximately $100,000, and the helicopter had to be shipped out of province for repairs. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. But first, let's head to Parry Sound. This is courtesy of Northern Creations. It's 22 degrees. We are back after this commercial break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, here's a promise for the next couple of days. You've got some sunshine coming up and you're going to enjoy the streak of sun. But first, let's check out the forecast radar. We've got the system which continues to harbor over northeastern Ontario, and of course high humidex readings, warmer weather. A lot of people like the warmer temperatures, and that's okay considering the cold spell that we had for a couple of days last week. But again, the uncertainty with the risk of a thunderstorm and the chance of showers will continue for at least the next 2 days or so. Here we go. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, chance of showers for tomorrow, 22. Friday and Saturday, 30 and 40%, 18, 21, your daytime highs. Now, I can honestly say after Sunday and Monday, there's more sun to come. 24 on Sunday, Monday 23. We'll find out more in our 7-day forecast. So I want to keep that as a bit of a surprise. Right now in Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma, chance of showers for 3 consecutive days, 60%. Not a pleasant Saturday at this rate, high of 21. 23 on Sunday and Monday, sunshine and more sunshine to come as the week continues. Here we go. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of showers tomorrow. That weather sandwich, sunshine on the Friday, 17. Back to the chance of showers at 60% and 20. Then 23 Sunday and Monday, sunny skies in the area. How about Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake? Chance of showers at 30% tomorrow. And again, sunshine Friday, 19 your high. And again, the chance of precipitation, 60% on Saturday at 22. Then we go 24 and 23 Sunday and Monday with the promise of more sunshine to come. North Bay, West Nipissing, chance of showers tomorrow at 22. Friday, sunshine 19, chance of showers Saturday 60%. And Sunday and Monday, 24 and 23, your daytime highs. So here we go. This has been a pattern that we've experienced all week. Precipitation, maybe the sunny break, then back to precipitation, and here we go. So that streak will end. I guarantee in the 7-day forecast, you'll see more sunshine in the forecast to come. So Tony, get ready. The sunshine is approaching, slowly but surely, but it's coming. Back to you.
Yes, welcome to fall. Thanks, Rick. Almost 300 people attended a Timmins Chamber State of Mining event over the lunch hour today. They were there to learn more about what's happening with some of the city's most historic gold mines. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
This is sort of a situation where, you
Discovery bought the historic Dome Mine in Mill, Hoyle Pond, and Palmore Mine in Timmins in January from Newmont. According to Discovery's president and CEO Tony McCooch, re-establishing the Dome mine is a game changer.
We're going to transform Timmins to definitely well over 500,000 ounces a year, and then if we the work we're doing at Hoyle Pond with that TVZ zone, I think we're going to build a new underground gold mine over the next few years as well. So those are pretty exciting. The opportunity to come into a 100-year-old mining camp and find new discoveries, I think, is pretty exciting.
McCooch predicts a long and prosperous mining future for Timmins. He says there are billions of dollars worth of gold beneath the city's surface.
We need alignment of people and vision and people working together, and I think there's a lot of things we can do together as a group, right? The only thing working against us is our energy. So if we all feel we want to do it, I'm sure we can accomplish it.
One business owner says he's doing his part to ensure there are skilled workers available.
We're sourcing people from over 40 different countries across the world, so from South America to the Philippines to Africa to even parts of Europe, where these individuals, for example, we do a lot of work with heavy equipment mechanics, so they're already working skilled, they're trained on Komatsu, Epiroc, Caterpillar.
McCooch says this is a good time to revitalize the community. He says the people before us gave 100-plus great years, and it's time to set the future right for the next 100 years. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Restaurants Canada released its annual report outlining the statistics of restaurant usage in this country. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
3 in 4 Canadians have been eating out less, according to the report. Restaurant dining saw a decline from pre-pandemic level usage.
We finally thought we were out of it, and we saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, Canadians got hit with an affordability crisis, and restaurants were not immune to that either.
The report also saw a decrease in patron alcohol consumption, whether that be from health concerns, lifestyle choices, or saving money. 41% of Canadians are drinking less.
We deal with razor-thin profit margins, and so alcohol products are one of the highest profit margin product that we sell. And so if people are reducing their consumption, it's translating into we need to find a way to get that money elsewhere.
But how are these stats impacting Sudbury businesses?
It's easy, especially being a new restaurant, to overreact when there's a slow day. The last month, since September, the beginning of September, we've noticed there's been a few days that have been very quiet, and there's trends. It comes in waves, right?
My customers usually, they don't have a problem coming out and spending money on good food, but it's again like the biggest problem is the cost of the ingredients, the cost of the labor.
The reality is we've been hit with the pandemic pretty bad. Now we're hit with an affordability crisis, and add to that a labor shortage that is persistent.
Cormier recommends to restaurants that are feeling the impacts to add less expensive appetizers and mocktail options to their menu to adjust to the way Canadians are trending in restaurant consumption. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Casey and Diana coming up on CTV News at 5. A new play is set to hit the stage in Sudbury that chronicles a princess's visit to Canada. Yes, theater's newest play, Casey and Diana, is opening to the public tomorrow. The play retells the story of Princess Diana visiting Casey House during the AIDS epidemic in 1991 in a fictionalized, humorous way. Performers say the play focuses on the Canadian aspect of the crisis with a strong portrayal of the women who supported those impacted by AIDS. Yes hopes to honor those who have passed by shining a light on the topic of the tragedy in a compelling way to draw the audience into the real-life aspect that this pandemic had on the 2S LGBTQ+ community.
Yes does these great big productions, and this is just a really intimate, smaller group, and it's fun to get to work in that different dynamic.
It's very accurate for what happened at that time, but he has also filled it with a lot of humor. Humor was, and again, you know, I lost a lot of friends back at that time. What I remember was how much we laughed and how much humor became a way of surviving and persevering.
Humor becomes such a necessary thing that you cling to in times of hurt or discomfort or tragedy, and especially in the queer community. You know, humor is how you move forward in a lot of ways.
And the play also tapped into the actors' real-life experiences. One nurse in the play is actually a full-time nurse. From standing face-to-face with a grizzly bear to alerting a couple to a devastating house fire, 2 dogs are being recognized for their extraordinary bravery and instinct by being inducted into the 2025 Purina Animal Hall of Fame. CTV's Lindsay Alick has their stories.
In the Northern Ontario community of St. Charles lives 3-year-old Toff, a blind Great Pyrenees.
He saved my life. Like, that dog is the best.
In the early morning hours of July 16th, 2025, Toff alerted Judy and her husband Chris to smoke.
I figured he had to go out, so I get up, throw the first thing of pajamas on to be presentable to head outside, and as I get up, I'm like, I smell smoke. And like there was like the wild fire warnings for smoke warnings. So first I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, no, that's really strong.
Chris went from their basement room to alert her parents who were upstairs. But at that time, the fire had already spread. Unfortunately, both her parents passed away, as did their cat and 2 other family dogs. The couple and their 2 dogs were able to escape.
We climbed up on the dresser. He helped me out the window because, as you can see, I'm not very mobile. He tossed Aya out through the window, and then he tried to lift Toff, who's, as you saw, is a large dog. He could not lift him, and my husband's not a weak man. He's an Army vet. So he got out, quick thinking. He ran into the shed that's still standing, grabbed the garden hose, jumped back down into the house, made a harness out of it to pull him out.
Toff is one of 2 dogs recognized in the 57th annual Purina Animal Hall of Fame. The other, Knight, a 10-year-old Doberman, bravely intervened during a grizzly bear encounter on a spring hike near Cochrane, Alberta.
I was fumbling, lifting my jacket to get my bear spray out off my belt. And I realized that I'm not going to make it. It's happening too fast. And that's when, so I was staring at the bear. And that's when I saw Knight like leap into my line of vision. He leapt in front of the bear, which then reared up, stood up on its hind legs, and it stood there huffing. I managed to get the bear spray out, and I told one of your other interviewers, I just kept saying to myself, I'm going to live.
Since its inception in 1968, Purina's Animal Hall of Fame has recognized 196 animals, including 168 dogs, 27 cats, and 1 horse for life-saving acts of heroism across the country. Both dogs received a year's worth of food for the recognition. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, St. Charles.
And those dogs are heroes indeed. An author talks about working on your inner self to help others in the world. When we return, our Northern Book Club. An award-winning author and musician is set to release her new book on Sunday. It's titled Human Expansive Edition. The launch comes just days before the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Vanessa Furlano now joins us from Sault Ste. Marie. Hi there, Vanessa.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm doing well. Tell us about your book. Why did you decide to write it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Human Expansive Edition really came from my first book, Human, and that one is the book that has won 2 awards, was featured in Times Square, super exciting. But I think I wrote that one 5 years ago, and 5 years later I thought, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's really changed about what I believed in and the way the world works. And the Expansive Edition is really that, revisiting the first book and really diving into some of the things that, you know, who was I back then and what do I believe has changed now. It's really a self-help book for anyone who's looking for kind of deep and personal connection. But I think most self-help book is really around our inner worlds. My book really encourages us to look at how our inner and outer worlds come together, because I think that's how we can see real change.
And can you see real change by working on your inner self that eventually helps people outside yourself?
100%. And I think it's not even helping people outside ourselves, but I think it's helping community, being involved in the world and understanding society and how things are structured, understanding power dynamics. When we really, really take that time to understand our inner work, we start living from this place of truth and we start seeing, oh, well, actually, the world that I was seeing around me was a little bit of just because of things that I understand. But when I clear that, when I create space, I see the world around me differently. I see other people differently. I can notice suffering differently, I think is a big one. When I've sort of take the time to nurture my inner suffering, I see outer suffering, I see global suffering differently, and now I'm compelled to make change.
As a non-Indigenous person, why is Indigenous reconciliation so important?
Oh, I love this question. Thank you for asking this. I think it's so important as a non-Indigenous person, especially because you're right, the book is coming out a couple days before Truth and Reconciliation Day. And I think it's extremely important. I'm not Indigenous myself, but for me, what I've learned in my journey is that when I have taken on this journey of decolonizing myself, when I've really started to understand my biases, how I think about the world, even understanding the privilege that I was born into as someone who is, I mean, I'm half Mexican, half Italian, but, you know, I can see the world was built in a certain way to serve certain people who look a certain way. And so when we really, really do that inner work, we start again really finding that alignment and start understanding I can make a difference and help support people that maybe don't have that privilege and don't have access to the resources and things that I have access to.
Vanessa, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and good luck with your book.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Vanessa Ferlano was our guest, and to see more of our Northern Book Club and our authors, head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Our first community close-up comes to us from Wendy Lynn Hill of Sault Ste. Marie. Wendy Lynn says she was chasing waterfalls last Saturday at Aubrey Falls on Highway 129 north of Thessalon toward Chapleau. She says it was gorgeous. Thanks for thinking of us, Wendy Lynn. Larry Kirtley of Blind River sent us a couple of photographs. He took these shots of the landscape at Lauzon Lake and Algoma Mills east of Blind River. Check out the reflections. Thanks as always, Larry. We are now heading to Little Current on Manitoulin Island. Lynn spotted this green stink bug, also called the green soldier bug. Thanks so much for sending this in, Lynn. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.